Hello, everybody. How is it going? Thursday afternoon here in UK. Yeah, we're going to get started in a moment. We're just going to wait for everyone to trickle in as usual. In the meantime, get comfortable, get cozy, drop a little hello in the comments because I'd love to say hi. And I'd love to know who I'm speaking to. And perhaps also, yeah, give me a little bit of information. Love to know where you're tuning in from. And what do you use Glorify for at the moment? In the meantime, I'm just going to do a little bit of housekeeping and make sure that everything's optimized. Going to reshare this office hours webinar right into our communities so people can access them. Sharing the love. Let's go ahead and share that over to Okay, that's been reshared. Fantastic. Cool, guys. We've got still a couple of minutes left before we get started. So get comfortable, get cozy. Let me hear it in the comments. Fire up the comment section. A hello and where you're from would be awesome. We've got Radiance by Ratilla Salon and Mini Spa. That's cool. That name is packed so much so that I even know what you do, which is awesome. That's very helpful. So it looks like you're tuning in from YouTube. That's probably why. So Radiance, awesome to connect with you. I'm assuming your name is Radiance, so that's your brand name. And you're trying to replace Canva. Cool, cool. Well, that is one of the reasons we're building Glorify. Of course, we believe every graphics tool has its own workflow. We're building ours to be more scalable, more efficient by leveraging an infinite canvas and an all-encompassing workflow where we don't have to switch between types of editing. You should be able to create anything Glorify all on an infinite canvas and essentially create at scale. That is the goal. I want to try and see if I can fix my browser theme. I want to make it a bit dark, I think. Sorry, this is just while we're getting connected, like while people are trickling in. Ooh, I didn't know I could do that with Arc Browser. Apparently, you can even change the color of your user interface. That's new. I'm going to reset that. I don't want to change the color of my interface necessarily. Who uses Arc Browser, by the way? Let me know. That is kind of cool, though, I must say. That is very new to me. That's nuts. Anyway, this is not a Arc Browser demonstration. Hey, Jay Ahmed, good to have you, my friend. And we got 10 people tuning in today. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I think we'll get started. We're 1 minute in, maybe one more minute before. Just let's do 1 minute for good luck. I'm glad you can join too, my friend. Thank you for joining. All right. With that said, we're gonna go live. We got also our creative director who's joined the session as well. He'll be tuning in and out. We're gonna make this a very, straightforward session. It is office hours after all, so nothing complicated, guys. We're gonna dive into Leonardo and why we've integrated Leonardo and how you can kind of optimize your workflow. We've been playing around a lot with Leonardo. We're huge fans of the platform, and hence why we've integrated Roify with Leonardo. So this is a very important partnership to us, because prior to that, we had an image gen platform that we were using that didn't give us the optimum results. But we're very happy and excited about what Leonardo can generate. Very competitive, very powerful AI gen tool. And we're just starting out only with the images, but before you know it, we're going to have upscale, we're going to have image to video generation and so much more. So we're really, really pumped about this. Why image with AI? Why even adopt AI image generation tools? Number one, what I love about image generation with AI is that you own the asset. It's very unique, and there's no copyright infringement on that. So unlike with stock content, typically there is some form of copyright claim behind those assets, and the question always arises: is it commercially viable to use? Whereas with AI tools, you can use whatever you like for all of your commercial endeavors, which is great. You can create T-shirts if you're creating, you want an illustration for your T-shirt. You want to create like some kind of cool kind of gallery. You want to even create a stock site and monetize that. Perfect for your print-on-demand products. Perhaps you want to not just print on apparel, but mugs and all kinds of physical products as well. You can create unique posters, templates, designs. There's so much use cases with AI gen, and people are already tapping into this AI generative AI technology to monetizing it in ways that we've never been able to imagine that you can with visual design, because it's a everlasting and ever growing opportunity. Being able to create beautiful assets and then being able to monetize them has never been. It's not an old business model, but with AI, just this whole business model is superpowered because there's no end to how much you can create very efficiently. So that's why we're really excited about this whole this whole area. Now, with that said, I just generated something on a basic prompt: abstract 3D realistic background. Very simple, nothing over the top. And by the way, just for everyone viewing, you guys are more than welcome to join me on stage as well. So for all those you guys tuning in the webinar directly, just drop a message, and then I can invite you to jump on stage so we can have a face-to-face chat to get your thoughts, to speak to you directly. This is always great to kind of, for office hours, we just have this casual kind of interaction just to kind of understand more about your use case and see if we can get a dialogue going, right? So do drop your messages on the chat as we're moving forwards. But as you can see with this prompt, I might have lost that prompt now, but it was a very simple one. All it had was 3D abstract hyperrealistic design, right? And this is what I got. More or less what I thought. And that's the thing with AI, is that the more specific you go, the more accurate to what you are looking for you will get. And so a very basic prompt will just basically give you unpredictable results. But the more specific you go, you can try to curate the results better. Nico's just joined us. Hey, Nico. So Nico might have some connection issues. Can you hear us, Nico?
Yeah.
Yep, loud and clear. How you doing? Awesome. I think you got a slight connectivity issues, Nico. I'm just going to continue onwards. But
a little bit.
No worries. Oh, now we can hear you now, which is cool. If you've got any prompts, Nico, and ideas for prompts, do drop it in the chat maybe for us to kind of play around with. I'm going to try to, we just started something with abstract, but let's try to go more specific. perhaps we are creating a story-driven illustration, right? What if we're creating even a poster for a book, and this poster could then expand in the future to like even a comic or something like that, right? So let's try something out. So I'm going to do like cyborgs chasing a giant mutant. Cyborgs chasing a giant mutant. Cinematic. So that's the what. Okay, so we've got the what part of the prompt. Basically, cyborgs chasing a giant mutant. That's what the scene's gonna be. Now let's curate it with what kind of quality we were expecting. So cinematic production quality. Let's try this. 4K high definition details. We'll also add location, maybe something like post-apocalyptic, I think that's how it's spelled. Post-apocalyptic city with, you know, sunset sky, and lots of foliage growth. Let's give this a go. We've gone very specific. No idea how this is going to result, but we'll give it a try, right? And then we'll curate this. Now, one thing we are working on in Glorify is basically we have this, the button doesn't seem to, oh, there we go. Managed to pick it in the end. So we are working on basically improving this button here. And also we will eventually allow us to save the data of prompts. I think that's something we're missing at the moment, is that when you do add a prompt, you lose the prompt, which ideally you want to keep access to the prompt, right? Which would be most ideal. So yeah, we got some information here on the usage. So like we've got some, if you need some tutorials, we've got that accessible too. Now, one thing I'm also going to do is curate the style. And so there are some presets. We have like cinematic kino, concept art. I think we'll go with cinematic kino. And basically these auto populate the prompt settings below. So it's just a quick way to select what kind of style you're going for. So we've got prompt enhance, automatic, creative. So we'll do creative, I think is fine. Contrast is low, fast, vertical. We'll go with a square. In fact, I'm going to go with a medium image size, and we're going to generate 3 variations. Now, I'm going to copy this just so that I have this prompt. Otherwise, I'm going to lose the prompt, right? I don't want to lose the prompt. We'll hit generate. Let's see where we go with this. So overall, like in terms of speed of generation, it's not too bad. If you guys have used other AI tools, you can get some very slow responding tools because there's a lot of time it takes to generate the asset. But I'm quite overall happy and pleased with how fast we can go with Leonardo. Okay, so let's see what we got, and we'll just kind of rate on accuracy of what I required. So we have a cyborg, and we have a person standing with the cyborg. So we said cyborg chasing a mutant, but we have like a mutant or a human chasing rather, or looking at a cyborg. Here we have cyborgs facing people. This is probably the closest we've got. So a giant mutant in the background, but the cyborgs are not chasing it. So in terms of what, I think I would rate this quite low, right? We haven't got the what really well, but in terms of quality and production quality is spot on. Like the details in this, the you know, the level of intricacy, and even following my requests for you know, you can see like, for example, the prompt on post-apocalyptic city, the sunset sky, lots of foliage. It's really captured that really well. So I'm really pleased with that. I think this is the best result so far. But in terms of accuracy of what is happening, they've kind of missed on that. So this is something, you know, we can keep trying to see if we can improve by adjusting the prompt perhaps. And then of course we can always take this feedback back to Leonardo to help us improve the accuracy. Perhaps there's also an opportunity to change what we have.
Yes,
Cinematic.
something you can try are like the present style. You can try the cinematic one, also the dynamic one, and also try the Phoenix preset rather than the cinematic keynote.
Okay, let's give that a go. What is the Phoenix preset from your understanding, Nico?
So it's basically a model made by Leonardo. So if you can see all the different presets if you click on the info button. So next to presets, no, not there. Next to presets, yeah, you can see the difference between all the presets.
I love this. Yeah, so extreme prompt adherence and text rendering. The fastest model on the platform that leans towards photorealism. So great. This gives us a clear idea of what the preset will give you, which is good. So thanks for that, man. Appreciate that. I'm going to smash that generate button now with the Phoenix on, and we have preset present style as 3D render. Should we try that, Nico, or should we go for like cinematic instead? I don't know if Nico got me there. Probably, yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I can hear you. What do you think of which one we choose? Should we try cinematic?
Yeah, cinematic or dynamic.
Okay, let's try cinematic, and then we'll go for dynamic afterwards. Let's explore this. Now, guys, stick around because we're just doing the generation part and exploring prompt mastery. After this, we're going to go into how you can utilize the assets to create valuable assets, assets that you can use in t-shirts, in posters, in anything that you can use as a valuable creative asset. So really cool. Love this, Cyborgs. But again, very interesting that it thought that, it took my sentence and said cyborgs chasing, rather we have a mutant chasing the cyborgs, which is a little bit of like the opposite, obviously, but much, much closer. I think what we can do now is try the dynamic one. Let's give that a go too. Maybe generally, like from a data standpoint, there's not enough data to show like something small chasing something big. Maybe that's why it's kind of like forcing it down that route. I'm trying to look for dynamic. Where's dynamic? Ah, there we are. Okay, let's go for dynamic. Ooh, dynamic did something very similar to what we got last time. Very, very similar. So again, this could probably require more prompt tweaking. But for now, I'm going to go with a different prompt and try something new. So that's as far as like storytelling prompt. Let's try to go for more of like an art style. And we did something like a 3D render earlier. What would be really cool is we take something realistic and then make it into like a surreal thing, or maybe not necessarily surreal, but like an illustrative thing. So perhaps we could take something like a golden rose flower morphed into a skull, into a matte black skull. So this is the sort of more art directive type of prompt. I'm trying to create an element, an object rather, that has very specific details. So let's see where we go with this. So that's the thing. Golden rose flower morphed into a matte black skull into the head of of a matte black skull. Hope this works. And then now let's do 3D render hyper realistic illustration. I'm going to try different variations of this. I'm going to go for the realistic one first, and then from there we'll kind of explore other styles. 3D render hyper realistic illustration. Black. Try white background because I don't want to lose the illustration, right? White background. Gonna keep my prompt as well alive so I don't lose it. So again, same thing here. This time I'm going to make this white. By the way, guys, white mode or light mode? Tell me, dark mode or white light mode? What's your preferences? Love to see it in the comments. Something I'm always curious about. You guys, are you a light mode person or a dark mode person? Okay, cool. So we're going to go with Leonardo, their proprietary model. I'm going to switch this to 3D render. We'll go with a medium contrast, fast, square, medium, 3 generations. Let's give this a shot. Drum roll. Got high. Ooh, cool. Better. Nice. Okay, look, I'm quite happy with these. Like, this one's a bit wacky, this one, but I like that they gave me that option. This one's very close to what I had in mind. Just a bit, you know, occupying the, I think this was the closest one. And it's cool. Now, the cool thing about an asset like this, right, is you can use this for art. You can use this for your poster. You can use this for, just remove the background and you're good to go. And we'll get to that in a moment. I want to create a few more assets, variations of this. Now, we did 3D render. Let's try vector graphic, right? Vector graphic, white background. Graphic art style. Okay, so vector graphic art style, white background. I'm going to try a different model than Leonardo Phoenix. We'll go with graphic design, more specific, right? Great, great, great. Let's render that out. Drum roll. So it looks like Leonardo does really good with, you know, specific objects, elements, that kind of thing. It can be challenging to craft a very specific like scene because there's so many moving elements, like the mutant cyborg thing. I mean, really good images. Like, let's not deny that is a cool image, but wow. Okay. Wow, that is so cool, man. Like, we just rendered that, and that. Like, that's cool, right? You can't deny that is freaking cool, right? I'm really happy with that. Okay, we'll come back to this. As far as it vector style, I think it's got a vector style, but it's still got so much 3D into it. So I want to go more flat. So let's do like 2D flat minimal vector graphic. Let's try that and see what happens. Drum roll. Hey, Ray. One thing I like, Ray's with us. I have to say, guys, if you know, I'm gonna shout this out. Ray used to be one of our amazing team members at Glorify. It's nice to see him before he moves to better and greater things, for sure. One thing I like with Leonardo is it ability to write text on a banner. I haven't tried the ability to write text. You know what? We should try that. I'm glad you brought that out. So I'm going to put this into our webinar so everyone can see. Basically, Ray is saying that you can utilize Leonardo to write text. So that's something we got to definitely see and give it a shot. So let's give that a shot. So next generation that we just did, still lacking the 2D minimal feel. And I don't know if it's because I'm using graphic design. Maybe we need to go to illustrative albedo. Maybe that's but that then switches to 3D render. So you know what? I might give that one more go and we'll see. In fact, we could do anime style. At least we can be sure that with anime style, it's going to look 2D. So let's give that another go. I think it's worth it. But I'm really happy with these. Like I'm really, really overall quite happy with those. The hyper realistic ones look fantastic. That's for sure. Okay, anime, interesting. But yeah, I've tried the anime prompt a few times and it gives a very extreme look. Maybe people like this, but I'm not a huge fan. So you should change the present mode. Okay, let's try the present mode to anime none or anime background, character sheet, anime retro. Which one do you reckon, Nico, we can go for in this case? Let's try anime illustration. Let's give that a go. So guys, just bear in mind, we're utilizing the same prompt here. We're just trying different presets. And like Nico just highlighted, it's really important that we understand because the presets would essentially gives you, almost very, very, very like different variables, and so those really, really can adjust how your outputs would look. Like, look at this compared to the first one. Just by changing a little bit of the preset, this is what we got. And I'm much more happy with these, actually. It's much more closer to what I imagine in my mind. So I'm quite happy with those. I'm going to put them over there. Let's do like another one more. Okay, so there's concept art, and I kind of like that. Choose vector preset. Okay, so Nico's suggesting we go to graphic design and we try the vector preset. Oh, I missed that. So what I didn't realize, guys, and I'm just finding this out now, I'm just as new to this as you guys, is that each of these presets has its own present style. And I just didn't know that. So apparently you can switch the present style for each of these presets. Every preset has its own list of present styles. So if I go to now graphic design, I can switch the present style to vector specifically. So that would be very interesting. Let's give that a shot. And you can play with this all day. After this, I'm going to try to switch it up and move towards something a bit different. We'll try maybe like a painted kind of concept style. So again, more closer to vector, but still a lot of shading for my liking. I think the best one we've had so far is anime in this particular style, which I'm quite happy with. Like that gave me that result that I was looking for, very flat design. This looks like vector art. It looks like typical vector art. Ignore the fact that I want a black skull, but at least we're somewhere, right? So we've got a bunch of other stuff that I'm not going to go into. You guys can play with this till your heart's content. But now I'm going to move kind of switch it up here a little bit. So they've got this illustrative albedo. I really want to try that. That looks kind of cool. You have like 3D render, dynamic illustration. Let's try the illustration maybe, or the concept 3D art, stylized illustration. Let's try stylized because I want to go a little bit more abstract. Let's see what we get with this one. Okay, so again, really close to what we were already getting, but just different variants. I do like some of this liquidy style that we've got there, but too close. I want to see more variation. I want to really see more variation. for the same thing. That's the whole purpose of this experiment, is we're going with one prompt and we're trying different styles. And I think maybe it's because obviously the object I'm utilizing, it's a skull and rose. It's very quite, I guess, minimal and basic. Whereas if we tried something different, like an environment, like you see in this concept art, we've got a house with trees. If we tried that in different styles, the styles choices would be very, very evident and more prominent. But now we've got this one, a concept art. And I think this is the last one I'm going to try. And we're going to go for change this prompt into white background. And I won't curate the style, but I might just add one thing, painted effect style, maybe. Well, that is curating the style. So let's remove this and we'll see where this takes us. If there's anything you guys want me to try, let me know. You know, because free credits, guys. Not going to cost you any credits by doing this. I'm using my special account with unlimited credits. Cool. Yeah, so more aligned with like the gaming kind of industry, but look, so much similarities to pretty much everything we've been rendering over here. But I'm very happy that we got so many cool generations of this one graphic. I mean, if you were creating a concept around a black skull and a rose, it is safe to say that you have plenty of high quality assets that you can use in your design, right? I'm going to try something a bit different, and I want to kind of expand this prompt. Golden rose flower morphed into the head of a matte black skull with a snake wrapping through the eye socket and mouth. This is very detailed. Let's give it a try. Let's see where we get. So we've got a snake now adding to the picture. It's going to look dark, but cool, I'm sure. And guys, don't ask where all these ideas come from. Okay, so we got some concept art. Ooh. So it's interesting. I think it really went for like the gaming concept art, because we went for concept art and we chose a game concept. And it looks like these different generations are like what you would see in a game concept piece with different variations, because that's what they do for game concept design. They show all the variations. But this is cool, but I don't see the head of the snake. I love how the roses came in the eye sockets. That's cool. It seems like it took my idea and put the roses in the eye socket specifically. So that's interesting. We'll try another. You know what? I think we've done enough black skulls for now. Let's switch it up completely. Let's do. It was fun using this prompt, though. I must say, I was quite happy with the results overall. If you guys have any ideas, so drop it in the comment section. I'm more than happy to render something out. And by the way, all of you guys are invited to come and chat. In fact, Ray, if you want to come and chat, I'm going to send you an invite to studio. You're more than welcome to come and say hello and take part in the conversation. Equally, you're happy to stay off stage too. Up to you. Guys, if you are tuning in, do come and drop a comments in the comment section. We're just playing around with Leonardo, and feel free to give us some ideas for prompts. We're going to shortly move into asset creation in a moment, where we actually convert these into actual designs that we can utilize. This could be for a poster, for print on demand, you name it. I am going to do something a bit different. Let's do a dragon, a baby dragon. Again, I'm going down fantastical ideas, but I just can't help it. I'm guessing I'm in that mood. But a baby dragon coming out of a cracked egg. I'll send it again. And a baby dragon coming out of a cracked egg. And what else should we put in there? A baby dragon coming out of a cracked egg, surrounded on a leafy nest. I don't know what that even means. I have kind of idea behind it, but let's see what happens. We're going to go with lifelike vision. Let's try that out. 3D render medium. I think overall we've got all the presets set. White background. And let's try that. By the way, guys, if you notice an orange icon next to your images, that's what happens. It's a what do you call it? It's a indicator for an object being outside of your canvas. And to turn that off, if you want to turn it off, just go to your guides and switch off canvas guide. That would switch off all the orange icons. That makes things look much more neater, right? So it's gone for a very Pokemon-ish style, which is not what I had envisioned, but I'm happy that it caught the details, the leafy nest. I love this. Very cartoony, but I'm really happy with it. I'm going to go down to concept art again, and we'll go to the present style and we'll do cinematic concept, and we'll go with that one. Let's see where we go. And we'll go realistic baby dragging. Okay, so Ray's got some. Oh, there's Ray. Hey, Ray. I'm going to add him to stage. How's it going? Ray. I can't hear you, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was muted. How are you guys?
Oh, man. We miss you so much, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you too as well. Yeah, I'm really curious with this integration. I really like Leonardo. Like I've been using it for, if I'm bored, I just go to it and generate some stuff. And it's really good.
It's a great tool, right? It's fantastic.
Yeah.
We are doing something very lucrative at the moment where we've just integrated with limited credits into Glorify, and we're going to basically, after we fully integrated with all the bells and whistles with upscale and video, image to video, we'll then basically switch to our subscription model where we're going to have like a top-up request type of model. But everyone that's in right now, obviously we have lifetime deal users who can leverage this to the fullest at the moment. So no, it's a fantastic tool. There are some limitations, of course, with any AI tool, but I think they've taken it really far for sure. Curious as in like, let's see what you just sent me. There's I just did a prompt now and we got like the egg looks a bit dodgy here. It's a bit like yolkish, which I'm not a huge fan of. It doesn't feel like, and the dragon is coming out of an egg and has eggs inside the egg. That's a bit weird. Yeah, and still very cartoony, even though I said realistic. So I'm gonna try one of your prompts, Ray. Let me give it a go.
Yeah.
What does it say? So it says, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually very detailed. Like StreamYard cut it into two messages, but it's very detailed. It's basically like I used this before. I just copied it, and it has like a text. That's why I mentioned earlier, Leonardo is very good if you need like an AI image with the text already. Because I've tried with Copilot with other AI tools. If you instruct it to like generate text, it's not able to like put the text properly in the image. And with Leonardo you can, so you can try like adding like what I have there. So just put like Clarify app in the banner or text, so that would hopefully it's able to do that as well here.
One of the things that's a bit tricky is that on StreamYard it doesn't let me to select the text. It only allows me to show the text. Can you send it on the private chat? Do you have the private chat on the right side?
Oh sure.
Yeah. If you can paste it there, it would be amazing.
Where was it? Just give me a second.
the alternative we forgot. We've got also ChatGPT with a screenshot. Can if you want, I can do that too.
It's broken into two parts, so you might have to like read it
Yep.
and as they.
Actually, I just converted it with ChatGPT by a screenshot. That works. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So green trees, first, fantastic. So let me copy that. It's amazing what you can do with AI. It's a bit scary, but also amazing. You can't deny. Wait, I copied the wrong one. How do you feel about AI, Ray? Do you scared or do you feel it's promising where the direction of it?
Yeah, I like where we are going, like and the phase that we are going with AI. And like I always said, no one should be afraid of AI, but you'll have to like use it. You'll have to like make it part of your workflow, whatever you do, whatever industry or niche you are in. You'll have to integrate it into your workflow, because if you don't, then that's where the fear comes in. If you don't know about AI, if you don't know how to utilize it, then that's the issue there. But uh,
This is beautiful. Yeah. No, you're right. I think I'm of the same mindset that you just have to embrace it, right? Like either just incorporate it in your workflow or just be left behind. You got only two choices, and so 100% agree with that. We got three beautiful cats. Is this in what you had in mind when you wrote the prompt?
I actually already tried the prompt before. I just copied it from my account. The thing that I wanted it to do is actually like generate a text. If you can
Okay.
see there,
Well, I've
yeah.
done
So
stock photography. Do you know which model you want me to pick?
I think I use Leonardo, and
Okay.
it's the dynamic preset.
Okay, let's give
If
that a
you
go. So dynamic and Leonardo, it should, yeah, right there. Sweet. Yeah, because I'm very curious. I want to see this text come up. Drum roll. What are you using AI right now for other than playing? Do you use it professionally, Ray?
Yeah. So like I do automations at the moment. So we have like an AI automation. Like it creates an article for you. It creates content for you. So those are
Wow.
the things that I try to use it. Like like especially with SEO. Like before, everyone is saying like you'll be you'll need to be wary with AI generated articles, but like everyone's been using it, so just have to like jump on the boat as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been using AI content as well on our website. And I guess it just depends on the quality, right? I've always said did a YouTube video on this. And if as long as you focus on quality, it seems at least that not glorify, Google won't penalize you necessarily. Like Google's just interested in high quality content. Is there any tools, outside of design? Obviously, this is a very interesting area as well, I'm sure, for all of people tuning in. What tools do you use to generate your content? Are you just using ChatGPT, or do you have a specific workflow to actually automate SEO driven content?
Um, we use Claude AI, like
Okay.
Anthropic's API. We also use OpenAI API. So like we sometimes use Chat GPT, but with the workload that we have, it's not able to like do automation. Like you cannot automate it without using the API. So yeah, so that's one thing that we use. Like right now we're also like trying to like, let's say because I'm in the cold or I'm in the outreach industry right now. So like if you're trying to do cold emails to a bunch of people, you'll get tagged as a spammer. So we're trying to integrate like um rewording or rephrasing with AI. So something that I'm looking into as well, and like qualification of like, let's say I sent you a message and like a cold email and you replied to me, I'll have AI like qualify that, and
That's
from there
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought there's like outreach tools that can also incorporate those workflows, but it seems like you're setting up all these workflows with existing tools and APIs, right?
With the outreach, yes, there's already like an app that we are using, but for the
Okay.
SEO content generator, I built it from the ground. Although like I've got inspiration from a lot of like content creator in TikTok and in YouTube, but it's built from the ground up. Like we have like a form wherein you'll fill up all the information that you need. We have a
Yeah,
keyword that you can target, and with some word or words is actually doing the prompt, and her prompts are actually like it's super long, it's super detailed, and it's working great for us. And as I always say, like with AI, it's always about the prompt, like your
yeah,
the quality of the content, like whether it's image, whether it's answers or everything. It depends on how good are you in explaining what you need,
yeah.
and telling the AI, this is what I need, provide me with this one, and it should be able to like as much as possible like give you like 80 to 90% and and satisfy what you need. But again, yeah, it
Makes
boils
sense.
down to the prompt.
I guess I've always heard that phrase: good data in, good data in, good data out,
Yeah.
bad data in, bad data out, right? Which,
Yeah.
yeah, no, 100% makes sense. I'm gonna try something out. We've got and by the way, this was awesome. The fact that by using, so there's a couple of things that Ray just recommended it to us. He gave us this prompt. In the prompt, there's a specific request to add the word glorify in a sign that they're holding up. Bright sunny day. I think it followed everything to the T, more or less. Wooden floor, like all these details are there, which I'm really is really cool to see. And it's got Glorify app. That's powerful for marketing materials. Actually, you can create all these cool designs. Imagine now incorporating some kind of automated workflow where you create like images dynamically for campaigns would be amazing. But this is incredible. And also, like, if you go to the prompt style, you said Leonardo, and we went for dynamic. I think there's a lot to say about the dynamic preset because it seems like it captures more details. Maybe I don't know what it is about dynamic, but it seems to get some good results. What I'm going to do is, oh yeah, something to note, guys. There's a way to batch remove backgrounds. And to do that, one thing what we do is you can select all these like skull related images, for example. We're going to select all the skulls. Oop, that's a dragon. So I'm going to do drag select all these skull images. Oop. We should have shift select, man. And then from here, we're going to right click and we're going to rename. We can rename all the 27 layers. We're just going to call it skull, right? Because batch removal is based on like how many images has the same name. That's how it works. It really works with layer titles. Otherwise, you can't do batch removal. We're going to take all these images, drop it in the canvas, and we're going to take some of the images across different canvases. It's a bit of a hack. We're going to improve this workflow in the future. But now select all the canvas, we can go ahead and remove background. So this should remove the backgrounds out of all these skull images at once. And now you've got some assets for like physical products, t-shirts, mugs. We'll give that a go and see how it looks. Did that remove the backgrounds? Oh, it doesn't seem like it removed the background yet. Let's try that again. Maybe it's a lot of backgrounds to remove. I might have to, because 27 images is quite a bit. So I might have to actually probably segment it a bit more. Yeah, so it kind of dropped out on me. Let me try with like a few. I'm getting too ambitious. Oh, it's doing it. Yeah, did it. Great. So notice, guys, how all these backgrounds have been removed with one click. So we got these assets now that are good to go. Some of them don't look like they've been removed well. So I have to explore those. Let's just see what they look like. There's something in the background I can tell that isn't perfect. Yeah, this one anyway, I wasn't a huge fan of anyway. But yeah, from here, we can start to create some assets. We'll quickly knock out a t-shirt. We've got mock-ups as well, guys. Ray, have you ever thought of starting a print-on-demand business ever? A side hustle, maybe?
Yeah, actually like I really wanted to like before where we had like in Glorify like a wallpaper contest.
Yeah.
I really wanted to like jump on that, but things got busy. So maybe like in the future, once I have like more time, I really wanted to something like a side hustle wherein like because I've seen a lot where like they've been using digital like graphics, and with the advent of AI, and so it should be a lot more easier now. So hopefully,
For
like,
sure. Yeah.
mm,
And the cool thing is that like the best part of this, like if you do a side hustle for print on demand specifically, the assets, like they're completely free of copyright, any form of copyright, right? They're 1000% yours. So like that's what I love about the opportunity with this kind of stuff. But people often think that print on demand only stops at t-shirts. Like the common thing that comes to mind when you think of print on demand, you think of t-shirts, right? But what about mugs? What about posters? Posters, even, posters is a big deal. Yeah, look, I've just done my t-shirt, my first t-shirt, guys. What do you think?
looks
Heavy,
edgy,
heavy. Looks very edgy. Yeah, I'd have to say it is
but
edgy.
it's cool.
It is cool as well. I mean, I don't know if I would be allowed to wear it. Like my missus would probably be in shock, but I personally would love to try and wear this. Like, I think I can still pull it off. Ray, do you think I can pull this off?
Probably you'll have to ask us.
Yeah, probably would have to get permission first. Yeah, I don't think the white background works. I'm gonna go with that. But yeah, so that's my first t-shirt, guys. And look, scale, right? Duplicate. Here's one product. I am creating products here. Like that's what's happening. It's not just a design, a flat design. Like these are products. Like you can sell this. So we've got more illustrative style. That one, not a huge fan. There was one that kind of looked a bit cooler. If I was to find it, I know it's somewhere in here in this library. I do like the 3D ones. Those look kind of cool. I'm going to delete that. And that's the cool thing about Glorify's mockups feature, is that it's instant, it's live preview. There's no gap, like you just go from flat design to, instant result, like, yeah, instant rendering, right? So yeah. Oh, there's a bunch here. Yeah, there's a bunch over here that I'm missing out on. Somewhere in here, I know there's that illustration one, but I just can't seem to find it. That's okay. We're gonna have to lose that one design, I guess. Yeah, it's not there. I don't know where. Oh, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Hidden over there. So I like this one because it's just a very different style, right? Very unique, more illustrative. And what we could also try, by the way, is you can also play around with colors and stuff like that, right? So that's one product. Ray, you're like the, you've built in a lot of automation skills recently. What could be a good use case now that you've created some assets here? In your opinion, can there be more automation that we can incorporate into Glorify's workflow? Do you think?
You put me into a spot. I'm not sure. Like, I'll have to think about it. But yeah, but
I'm trying to make
there's
most out of you while you're here. Because you
yeah,
don't work for us anymore.
yeah, but like there should always be like AI should always have like a place in your workflow. I do think there are things that you can like utilize automation, like especially with this one. Like one thing on top of my head right now is like because I've used Leonardo, like on its platform itself, you
Okay.
can like upload your own image into it, and like
The referencing one, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, what if you can like use the templates and like use Leonardo, like glorify, because I do love glorify templates. It's unique. The style is top notch, and if you probably like combine it with Leonardo with a little bit of like prompting, you could probably have like a different or like a very unique, like your own design.
Yeah.
So that's something like I'd like to see with glorify, like templates plus
Yeah.
AI, and totally a different new template.
Would you say, like, what kind of templates? Would you say more like social media posts, like marketing materials oriented, or something else that you had in mind?
Generally like social media, like because if you're going into like because with social media it's more into like B2C. I do still think like if you're targeting like B2B, like marketing materials, like outreach perspective, like let's say emails and other stuff, there's still like a little bit of like a hit and miss with the AI. So probably with like general social media posts templates, you should be able to have like a little more um playground
Yeah.
to play around and use AI as like as a commander for your templates and things like that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's very valuable thoughts that you shared there. I think, look, I'm going really into this whole skull thing, but I think I'm going to leave that skull design there. That's, I think, a fair demonstration for everyone to see the power of Leonardo. I think what Ray, like your prompting was really helpful for marketing materials. This kind of stuff, like, you know, doing playful content like this on social media will definitely capture eyes. I can imagine as well if you like really personalize this, right? Because if you are targeting specific customers, you could definitely get the attention of a customer with like their name, you know, put the name in this, like, you know, your customer's name, let's just say his name is Chris, you know, put Chris in there and like, you know, send them a little cold. Have you ever thought about that? Because you're on cold now. Could this be a good strategy to get the attention of someone, like via DMs?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like personalization is always like a good idea for like cold outreach, but
Yeah,
it still like depends on like the industry that you're in, because some of like B2B industry are a little bit like they don't like super personalization.
really.
So
Wow.
yeah, that's something that we observe with our campaigns. Like the more you personalize it, the more like they'll say, okay, this is a cold email, or this is just marketing. So like as much as possible with cold emails or like with cold outreach, you wanted to be like perceived as like actually sending the email instead of like doing
Very
marketing. But
interesting. It's crazy that now cold has gone reverse. Like it's like they've now come on to the cold strategy so much so that you can't even personalize. They'll come onto you faster because of the of overuse of personalization, it seems, that's very
yeah,
interesting.
there's this one thing that it got hype, wherein like a LinkedIn wherein you send a message and there is like a personalized like video
Yeah,
that it seems to be like talking to you. So it
yeah,
didn't do well, because like the more like it's pretty obvious that it's not really like personal. So you do personalization if you really intend it. So probably not you do it on like um on an industry level or on a title or on a position level, but but you have to do it subtly, not
yeah,
very like, yeah.
obviously.
So
Because it would
yeah.
seem like you just leveraged some AI tool to outreach that mass, and that could like send the wrong signal, right? Whereas someone just messaging you casually saying, "Look, we're looking for clients. This is what we do," could come off better now. That it makes sense actually, which
Mhm.
is very interesting where directions, you know, things are going in. But yeah, I want to point out one thing, guys. It's just for design consistency. If you're leveraging AI images, use our background removal tool. Like if you notice this image before, it had a background, a very sophisticated background. I removed the background. This is good to go. This can go into a poster, a T-shirt, a mug, anything you want. And I can also now switch this into, you know, specific, like very fantastical fonts. I gotta find something good here. Like maybe this one looks interesting, but it's not bold enough. Let's find something that's interesting.
Omar, I just want to like interrupt you like
Yeah,
real quick. I'll have to jump off. I have like a meeting in 3 minutes, but
no
um
worries. It was a pleasure speaking to you, my friend.
no, no,
What?
yeah, thank you for inviting me here. Yeah, I'll join the next one, definitely.
Awesome. Yeah, we do have a slow session at 6 o'clock, so feel free to join. That's Blitz It, by the way.
Okay, I'll try that. Okay,
Take care.
Omar.
Bye.
Okay, guys, bye.
So it's nice to see Ray, and yeah, lots of value from him as well from an AI perspective. I'm going to try some of these fonts. Let's see where we get with this. And guys, likewise, feel free to join session. Just message me, and you're more than welcome to come and have a chat. Um, Just looking for the right font. So this one looks interesting. Probably have to leverage AI at some point to pick the right font. But here's a font. We're going to call it Dragon Egg. Dragon Egg. Maybe it's the title of a story. I have no idea. But key ingredients of just design in general is, consistency. I literally just pick the skin of the dragon itself to get this green tone color. And from there, we can tweak the tone a little bit to get, more contrast, more brightness, depending on what we're looking for. We'll try a gradient for the text. And we're going to go more golden with the text just to match up those golden tones and hues. And yeah, and from here, we will try to go on the other side and get more. Yeah, so that looks interesting, going towards the, like, a very cartoony for sure. And maybe we can leverage drop shadow to get that little bit of lift that you see in a lot of kind of cartoony type posters. And we'll also use, I think the 50% is working really well there. So I'm not going to change that, but we'll drop it a bit more. So now I'm just playing around, guys. Like, there's just showing you the power of AI. And then, like, we've created, the point being, I think what's to be learned here is that we've created an asset and we're using this asset in actual design, right? Which is extremely powerful. Let me pick this. We'll center up the text maybe. And Dragon Egg. I think right line was better, to be honest. I want to get a texture in here, make it a bit more fun. Got smoke, dirt. I think we need dirt. We need some. The background's looking too clean. Let's put it that way. Fantastic. Hey. Oh. Trying to basically, yeah. So if you hold Alt in your computer while scaling, you use Tend to Scale, right? It's very important. Knowing these little traditional techniques, very common, by the way, is important, I think, for your workflow. Push that to the background, and we can do a color overlay on this texture. So we're using the texture layer because these are transparent layers. We can actually use color overlay, and we'll make it like one of the green tones. Maybe like that green tone there. Let's see. That doesn't look too good. If you hear some banging, that's my son waiting for his dinner, I guess, or lunch. Sorry, dinner. Yeah, it's dinner time. So apologies on that. But yeah, I think that is kind of cool. I mean, you can go dark as well. I don't know what that's going to look like. No, it's too sketchy, like as in too much. And if you drop the opacity, make it more subtle, we got a nice texture going on, right? And of course, you could try different things. You can, duplicate this, rotate it, and try a different color as well. Could be just to make it a bit more dynamic, I guess. It's worth trying, and then playing with opacity there as well. So it's a pretty texture. I'm quite happy with that. And I like giving, I do like the flat look, but sometimes the texture just brings that organic feeling, which I tend to go in that direction mostly. And it's all subjective, right? We're also going to add a drop shadow for this one, and I am going to blur this out and drop it downwards. So there's like a little bit of lift. And in fact, I think we need to tell our dev team to increase the possibility of drop shadow going even higher than 200. But we're going to drop the opacity a bit. So there's another design. You can play with this to your heart's content. We can try like a wide variation where we have, like, let's say, the dragon and the texture and stuff like this way. You know what? We should have a one-click fit canvas. That too. It's crazy. It's only when you start to use Glorify that you come up with all these features. I'm sure you guys do the same. We get tons of requests from you guys all the time. But yeah, one-click lock as well. So we'll just lock these layers so I don't keep selecting them, which can be frustrating. That's why we have lock. I'm going to drop this right there. So we have this nice little cute poster now. And yeah, I mean, covering details is okay because, you know, as long as people can obviously make out the word, like that is no doubt, it says dragon. Anyone would be able to tell that, right? There's not a shadow of a doubt that that's what it says. Cool. Let's see if we can do one thing, which is increase the drop shadow even further. So we get more lift because the text is bigger now. There we are. Nice. Okay, guys. We created a kind of poster-ish thing. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a cartoon. Maybe it's a poster. We created a bunch of assets for a potential print-on-demand brand. I'm very close to starting this business of like just black and gold skulls. Like that could be a cool niche. You know, sell it on Etsy with different styles, different colors. I don't know what it is. It's that whole, I guess that edgy, as Ray put it earlier, vibe, you know, just really appeals to me, and I could definitely see myself creating so many variations of that. So that was fun, and it just demonstrates the power of Leonardo. I mean, this was generated with AI. Look at that. Like, think about that. That's AI. That's nuts. That looks like a proper video game character, right? Like 10 years ago, you would have thought someone designed this in some 3D app like Blender or something like that, right? And now it's just there through a prompt. And we've got all these other options as well. Some of them better than others, but regardless, really powerful. Like this looks like stock images. They don't look, I mean, I couldn't tell this was AI. Like if, you know, 5 years ago you showed this to me, I'd say it's a bunch of cats in a city. Someone brought a bunch of cats together and took a picture. This, yeah, this is more like you can tell it's fake, but they incorporated text into it. That's powerful. It's insane. So guys, that is our AI demo. Thanks for being here. We're way over time. It's 1 hour. I just had a bit too much fun with Leonardo today. And I'm definitely going to keep enjoying using Leonardo. I hope you guys will do too. But with that said, I think we're going to close the session. If you have any questions, happy to answer them before I do pull out. But I noticed everyone hasn't been asking many questions. It seems like you guys are totally zoned in versus having much to say, which is cool too. So happy that you've enjoyed the session. Yeah, use these techniques. I think one of the important techniques we discovered today is generating multiple variations and then doing the renaming technique to then batch remove backgrounds across every single image at once. That's very powerful to create these kind of assets. If you got value, thanks. Make sure you continue following our newsletters for future office hours webinars. Check out, subscribe to YouTube. You'll get notifications on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. We get these things going out everywhere. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next session. Take care. Bye.